The brief from Cold Stove Pictures was that they'd created this amazing film, and it was one of the first films they'd done. They weren't a very well-known filmmaking business. They're young, they're innovative, and they didn't have any marketing. They tried to raise funds for marketing and advertising, and they had no funds. I mean, literally, we had I'm talking a basic budget for costs. So what they wanted to do was use an expert to actually say, well, how do we activate this with this little budget and get as much traction as we can and ensure success not only for the film but for the business and the business objectives. So it was a big challenge for them because, you know, when you source money in our film industry, it's different to overseas. You source money for the making of the film, the quality of the film, the sound, the actors, the actresses, etc. But you forget the marketing and sales component of it. And so that was a big learning for them, but it was really great that we met and we got on, and our philosophies were very aligned, and we had a superb working relationship so that I could and our team could come up with a solution to help them drive what they needed to in the markets. Well, it's South Africa's first dance movie, which is very exciting intrinsically. So we were lucky that we had some good brand intrinsics. So the movie was aimed at the young black urban moviegoer who was vibrant, energetic, excited. Research showed that they were on their mobiles, on social media, loved dance, entertainment, fashion, that sort of thing. So we were very lucky. There was alignment between the film itself and the consumer. So what we did is we had no funds. Okay, so you can't do the traditional loads of activations, loads of promotions, and all of that. So what we did is we created an ambassador strategy. So we looked back and we said we identified key people in the film, including 3 unknown actors and actresses who are actually dancers and have become actors and actresses. So we identified, like for example, the director, the producers, the film stars, and also then the dance crews. And we said, how can we leverage you? Not only for publicity, how can we leverage you digitally? How can we leverage you with media by giving the experience and showing the movie? And how can we leverage you at malls or other activations and come and show people what the dance is about and the quality of the dance? So that intrinsically became the strategy, which was the right one to take, to be honest, because I think if we hadn't got that right, this campaign wouldn't have won the campaign of the year. The last component, which I think is quite interesting, is that we had a team dedicated. So we used University of Johannesburg students. We can talk about that just now if you want. But we had a team that was dedicated to influence engagement digitally. And what they did is they sourced people with high clout scores, huge followings, that obviously weren't associated to the film, but they had the intrinsics of the brand elements in who they were. So whether they were a dancer or very fashionable or someone that reflected the culture of the movie. And we interacted with them. And that engagement happened over 3 to 4 months, where we communicated with them. We kept them abreast of things. We invited them to share. One of our teams actually had meetings with some of these celebrities to actually get them involved and get them to amplify in digital. And our digital exposure was massive, purely just from that component, which cost us nothing. It just was about developing personal relationships. When it hit the box office was massive. I mean, the Facebook page was going crazy. When we did an analysis of it, I think we found one tweet with someone who didn't like it because it was So vernacular, it was subtitled in English. So the response was practically 99.9 to 100% positive. Our only biggest challenge was that the distributors just made a decision to pull it off cinemas early. So what happened is, as the campaign galvanized and it created this huge, and literally a week before the opening night was the premiere, okay, by the time consumers were there, they went to the cinemas, they couldn't find the film. So we had a little bit of backlash in social media, consumers saying, I can't find it, we want to see it, we're so excited. But overall, those that saw it raved about it and want to see it again. And in fact, it's driven DVD sales because they want to keep it. It's a movie that they want to keep. So some of the business results, obviously box office counted, and we were pleased with box office results, although it doesn't do nearly enough in terms of what international ones do. We managed to garner investor interest in the business itself. We garnered funding for a future series of films for the full cast of pictures. There was huge excitement internationally. They now have international distribution in a couple of weeks in the US. They've been invited to over 25 different festivals to showcase the film. It's created interest in Africa. And that global interest is what they really want. They want to be seen as a South African filmmaker that can make globally best practice films.